Roberts and Paul Williams.
Well, welcome back, everyone. It is 6:16 and it is 73 degrees on this Tuesday morning. Well, students may still have a few precious days left of summer, but Jackson Public School teachers return to school today. And to make sure that the year gets started right, a gun vacation will be held this morning where more than 4,000 employees will get to hear from civil rights activist Reverend Jesse Jackson. And he joins me live in the studio today with more on today's events, as well as the new superintendent, Dr. Cedric Gay. Both to have you gentlemen on this morning. So glad to have you both here.
Well, you know, it's Olympic time, and one thing you observe in the Olympics, you must start out on time. I mean, you can't, the good runners, if they start a step late, they lose it. So I'm convinced that a big deal for Jackson and for the nation is a parent-teacher joint venture early on. Take your child to school, meet your child's teachers, exchange home numbers, turn the TV off 3 hours a night, pick up your child's report card and take your child to church once a week. Something fundamental and foundational. That's a big kickoff. On the other hand, you cannot have poor children and poor teachers pay and expect rich results. That's a piece of the mix as well.
Okay, Dr. Gray, let me bring you in here. Tell me why you chose Dr. Jesse Jackson besides the obvious.
Well, besides the obvious, Reverend Jesse Jackson represents for us a very strong emphasis on education and civic responsibility. So we were excited about the fact that he was able to come, and very much so excited about the partnership that we've developed together today.
All right, Dr. Jackson, I have to ask you, why now? Why Jackson, Mississippi?
Well, we have to decide early on. Prenatal care, Head Start and daycare on the front side, or jail care and welfare on the back side. We don't have a child to waste. Now we look at the New South, because of the civil rights movement, because the Cotton Curtain is down, Nissan is here, and Toyota is here, and Airbus is next door. We cannot bring in these companies, have to import workers. We must train the children to meet the new possibilities, and that's why Jackson and Mississippi become such a key factor, because the key to the New South, the New America, was the work done by the mothers of Mississippi. Now we must keep up with the new opportunities.
All right, I have to ask you this, new voter ID laws in the state. Agree with them or disagree?
Well, they are oppressive and suppressive laws. We should have easy access to voting. You know, we got the right to vote for blacks in 1965, but white women couldn't serve on juries in 1967. 18-year-olds could not vote. Students could not vote on campus. So if you went to Jackson State, you lived in Memphis, you didn't have to go home to vote or vote absentee. Well, we removed that barrier. Bilingual voting, for example. We made voting easier. Now there's an attempt to deregister and to purge rolls, and I would hope that we see 38 states have tried some scheme. They've all been knocked down by the courts. For example, a voter ID, 25% of those who voted last time don't have that. Many would have to drive to the county seat just to get the photo ID. You can use utility bills. There's so many ways to register without making it difficult.
Okay, I have to ask you about this happening, you know, in our world today. The shootings, the massacre there at the Sikh temple. How do you feel about that? Hatred, racism still exists?
It's a part of a pattern. It's not just an incident. It's Milwaukee yesterday. The next day it was Aurora, Colorado. It was Columbine. We've become the most violent nation on earth. And one of the things we must do, about 30,000 Americans are killed a year by gunfire. We lost fewer than 6,000 in Iraq in 10 years, 30,000 a year at home. We've just become much too violent. We must revive the ban on assault weapons and let distinguish between gun control and assault weapons out of control. When a gun for your house, protect your castle, you got it. Gun for hunting, you got it. Assault weapons don't fit that. They shot an AK-47 in the White House last November 11th. The shootings of these 60 to 100 clips, there's no defense. 25% of all police were killed by assault weapons. And so right now they're shooting up movies and temples. They can shoot down airplanes. So these weapons of mass destruction must not be in the hands of those who can be domestic terrorists.
Now they're wrapping me, but I can't go before I ask you this one question. We know that your son, Junior, Jesse Jackson Jr., has been sick. How is he, and can you tell us what's wrong with him?
Well, the doctor says he was facing real depression. Good news is he is under medical care, he is recovering, and we ask the prayers of the righteous prevail.
Absolutely. Finally, we have about 10 seconds. We really don't have that. Your message that you're going to give the people today.
Don't teach down to our children. On the other hand, do your best. The Olympic spirit. And we fight back. Even playing field, public rules, clear goals. When we fight back, we win. Unless we fight back, we never win. But we can win. There's no reason why this cannot be the best school system in the whole nation. So much Mississippi talent. Mississippi has the capacity to be number one in athletics, academics, and so use this moment, make it happen.
And so you'll be working with Dr. Gray to make that happen. Gentlemen,
he's
so
the
good
man.
to see both of you. All right, thank you both for Okay. All right, it is 6:21 right now, and let's send things back over to Brandon so we can have a look ahead to the Olympics. Brandon, take us across the pond.